Take heart, young ones, and welcome back to Let's Play Warcraft 3, whatever this is. It's bonus campaign, Age of Durotar, the founding of Durotar, Age of the TNT era. That's a term I was exposed to on AEW, now that AEW is on TNT, or TVS rather. It's like, oh, that's one of the, like calling back to something and saying it was one of the best matches of the TNT era. I'm like, oh. So that's how you're dividing up your eras. Whatever. Alright. So, yeah, our warriors have engaged the enemy. No, they haven't. Saying, yeah, game was paused. I was not in the right window. Whatever. We're using 0 of our 3 supply. Whatever that means. To avoid having only one item we can pick up before I gotta start making inventory decisions, let's go ahead and... It's not worthless or anything, but we can probably afford to just sell... Wait, none of these things are even a shop. Oh, this is a shop, the Voodoo Hall. So we will sell this fire orb. Although, as I learned at the end of Act 1, worrying about money was kind of foolish. Because we get all this money in Act 1, and then we didn't get to take it with us into Act 2. Matter of fact, buying a spell immunity would probably be a pretty good idea. We got the money for it now. And I'm worried about inventory, but we're on our way to getting... we'll have one more here before this is done. So...
Don't worry. Be happy.
What the hell? Let's get spell immunity.
I hear you, man.
So this means...
I got the righteous groove.
If I was going to have anyone be immune to spells, it should be Rokon, because he's our healer. He's the one that we'd get in the most trouble if he was just completely frozen. Now, I mean, his healing abilities are not fantastic. It's tough for him to keep up if we're taking a lot of damage. But yeah, he's still probably the last one you want to have going down. Alright. So this is the Act 2, like, sort of main map. There's little side areas, as we've seen. We will not spend as much time here as we did on the main map of Act 1. There are little side quests we can go off and explore that will not be required. I'm going to wait and do as many of them as we can till after we have our last hero. So I'm just going to be as efficient as I can moving through the map until we get our 4th hero. And then, although we could skip, then we'll go around and explore other areas. Not just because it'll make them easier, but because we will also be getting experience for our last hero. I don't think you level up slower with having more people in your party in this game. I really don't remember. But yeah, we'll have a lower level last hero if we've done everything interesting without them. And nobody interfered with us on our little sojourn, which was mildly surprising.
Our paths converge. Our paths converge.
Do our paths converge? Is that what's happening? It seems to be. Mulgore. Along the mesas of Mulgore, the Tauren have founded a new home for their people and the beasts of burden they brought with them. The Tauren have great respect for the orcs that help them establish their new home. So I guess I should... I was like, oh, like... Cairn Bloodhoof, I mean, they're friends, but he doesn't really owe... what's his face? Thrall anything. Because, you know, Durotar wouldn't have been founded without the help of the Taurens. I guess maybe I misunderstood just how much trouble the Taurens were in when the orcs arrived, because if Thunder Bluff is their new headquarters, I just sort of figured they had that and were moving and were away for a little while from Thunder Bluffs and lost it. Maybe I wasn't paying enough attention to the orc campaign in Reign of Chaos. But yeah, it's implied here that without the orcs, they wouldn't have the home that they have now. So I'll take the Zeppelin Mulgore, find Cairn Bloodhoof, secure the aid of the Tauren, return to Volk.
This beautiful land must be Mulgore. I have never met a Tauren before, but their strength and courage are legendary.
I thought Rexar was some kind of, like, legendary wanderer of Kalimdor. He's never met a Tauren. Well, I guess he's about to meet some now.
I've got the scent.
Of Tauren. I don't know what this... I've never met one, but I've smelled them before. Sneak up on them in the night, you see, and sniff them. There's Cairn Bloodhoof. Okay, well, this might be a fairly short and simple quest,
My
then.
quarry nears.
I don't like the new artwork on him. I liked him better with the white hair. Captured his oldness. Looks like maybe he's using,
Who are you, traveler?
blending his gray away gradually.
Why have you come here? I come in the name of Thrall, war chief of the Horde. His lands are in danger, and he calls upon his old allies to aid him. I seek the one known as Cairn. Do you know him?
I am Cairn.
I see him when I look in the mirror every day.
I can be of help to no one.
Oh no.
Return to your war chief and tell him that I am dead. Just as my heart is dead.
I can't afford a pacemaker, you see.
The barbarous centaur attacked our village recently.
Okay.
Our chieftain's only son, Bane, was taken captive. The
Bane?
centaur are cannibals and do not keep prisoners for long.
Well, they're not cannibals because they eat you guys, and you guys are not the same species.
Alive, but we found no trace of him. Poor Cairn has been lethargic for some time. Without his wisdom and leadership, I fear that the centaur will decimate our tribe.
Those guys are jobbers.
Perhaps if you could find some clue as to his son's fate, it might rouse the chieftain from his stupor.
Or to sober him
Find
up.
the Boven Wind Totem out on the plains. He and his brethren will aid you on your search.
So Cairn Bloodhoof is all depressed because Bane was kidnapped. And now, so if we actually meet Bane, we may find him and there might be like a mask on his face put there by the centaurs, and we're like, Bane, don't worry, we're going to take that mask off of you, but I do wonder what'll happen to you if you remove it. And Bane, of course, will say, it would be very painful for you. I am Gotham's reckoning, etc. You get it. You've either seen that film or you haven't. And even if you haven't, you've probably heard people say, oh, I'm Bane. Bane talks strangely. He has an odd way of speaking. Do you feel in control? This is Mulgore Torn. This is Cairn. He's got nothing to say to us.
Is trouble brewing?
We're not allowed to attack him because he's invincible. So whichever named Tauren spoke to us before, or he doesn't seem to be identified anymore. Oh no, there he is. He's the guy hanging out at the Goblin Bazaar. Anything worth having at the Goblin Bazaar?
Unleash my strength.
We just spent all our money. This is just an opportunity for me to second-guess decisions. Or maybe get some quest.
With Cairn grieving as he is, many of our enemies have been gaining a foothold in our land.
We need to build a beautiful wall. You'll love it, but we'll make the centaurs pay for it.
Precious Kodo herds. The Kodos' meat and hides are essential to our survival.
Canaan Kodos?
The Harpies slaughter the beasts and leave their carcasses to rot in the sun.
So the Harpies are white people.
It would be a great help if you would hunt the witches down and end their poaching once and for all.
We are in balance with nature. Please exterminate a sentient species of Harpies so that we may continue to live in perfect harmony with nature.
Hello.
Hello. Alright, Mask of Death. When this mask hero will recover hit points equal to 50% of the attack damage dealt to an enemy. Oh, that's a good one. That is a good one. I no lie, I now do really regret that we bought that amulet that makes you immune to magic, because this was the item that if you give it to Illidan. Because I didn't realize this until I was watching a video where some guy was doing like various challenge runs, like, you know, can you win such and such campaign without losing a single unit? But he, like, watching his videos, I realized that, oh, the stuff that Illidan, who is playable in the last mission of the Night Elf Sentinels campaign, he carries it over to when you use Illidan later in the Blood Elf campaign. And this is the thing that makes Illidan, like, quasi-immortal. None of this other stuff really matters. Non-combat consumable. Increase strength and armor hero. I mean, they're fine and all. But that's what we should have. Because I could give that to Rexar, and he would be sitting pretty. But we can't afford it now.
I'm ready to track.
I mean, we could sell some fancy stuff that we don't care about as much. Like the Kill Maim. Increases damage by 20 and steals life. Well, I mean, depending... I don't know how much that steals. It might be that that doesn't stack with this death mask.
What lies before me?
And her stash is back. Scepter of the Sea. Drekthar Spellbook. There's really 2 big challenges left. There's 3 challenges I recalled coming out of this. A boss fight to escape from the human area that we just did in the last video, where we kind of just brute force through, like, had all of our heroes die, but came back and had done enough damage that we could beat them the next time. You just could chip away at them. There's a boss fight coming up kind of in this vague area here, and then the final fight at the end. But the final fight at the end is going to be similar. We're just going to, like, chip away. So I'm trying to think, like, oh, are we ever really going to care about the Scepter of the Sea? No, we really won't. I hate selling these unique items, but honestly, they're just taking up space. And I would like that Mask of Death. Town Portal, that's a convenience item, really.
Unleash my strength.
Anything else to buy here? What is that yellow? That is... Yellow probably represents our stash. I don't think we can even get... I don't think we can even get guys to come work for us. That is probably the path to the main plot. So let's go this way and do this side thing with the harpies first. But yeah, the centaurs, if they're eating you guys, that's a bit messed up, but it doesn't make them cannibals. Cannibals aren't species that eat other sentient species. They're species that eat their own. So, like, there were certain cannibal tribes in the Pacific Islands at one time.
I've got the scent.
But they were eating, like, you know, white explorers, tribes people from other islands. But they were all humans. That's why they were cannibals.
Sweet.
Alright, so...
My quarry nears.
It is handy to have... We need to be paying attention. Make sure that Rexar is able to shoot at air.
I'm ready to track. Rotting Kodo husks. What a terrible waste. The harpies will pay for this sacrilege of nature.
Okay, he is able to shoot air. I wasn't 100% positive. Sacrilege of nature. They will pay for murdering innocents by being murdered. I guess they're not innocent, so.
I'm acting on instinct. Flush them out.
Well, there's not really a whole lot Misha's going to be able to do to help, so let's have Misha hang back.
Unleash my strength.
Not against harpies, anyway.
I wander alone.
Inside my fit of anger.
Trixie. For the Dark Spear tribe.
Bitches, sorry. Scroll of the Beast, don't care.
I feel you, man. Heads will roll. I feel you, man.
Yeah, 45 seconds my ass. This thing is... We are never getting 45 seconds out of this thing. I guess... I guess it's until they get hit. No, never mind. Like, nobody hit it that time. I'm pretty sure nobody hit it that time. It just doesn't actually last 45 seconds.
You bit tricksy.
Or there might be like 45 seconds divided by level of the creep or something's going on there. We are not getting 45 seconds of utility out of this thing.
No mercy.
Yeah, I just wanted to confirm. It had full health when I clicked on it after it broke free of the
what lies before me?
The hex spell. 15, 30, 45, and 45, but
I'm ready.
I don't think we're even getting 15 seconds out of it, so it's either the description is completely flawed, like completely just wrong, or it's omitting something about like how different enemies are affected in different ways.
I've got the scent. Our paths converge. Unleash my strength. I wander alone. Unleash the beast. I'm acting on instinct.
I should probably be using Rexar's skills a bit more.
Fang and claw. I feel your mind. I feel your mind.
I guess I thought we were closer to the end of this than we really are. Okay, so this one's a lower level, and it's staying in that mode a lot longer, and it's getting hit and not instantly coming out of it, so...
Instinct.
Oh, I hope I just didn't render this unwinnable by chasing that thing off. Or it wasn't an enemy and I'm losing my mind. I thought it was an enemy that had been hit with status. Well, we missed a harpy somewhere, and it was you. Okay, you were turned into some kind of vulture.
I'm ready to track.
That then flew out of where we could attack you. We have won the quest.
Mangy cur. By fang and claw. Mangy cur.
Scroll of restoration.
My quarry nears.
Doesn't confront me none. I'll let that lay there as a record of the harpies that we killed in order to avenge the Kodo beasts, Kodos, Kang and Kodos, who were murdered viciously just because they are delicious. It is against nature to eat these beasts. Nature dictates that we enslave them and make them pack animals instead. Will Cairn Bloodhoof even notice that we stopped the harpies? He will not. But it will make a difference for our new friend, this guy. What's his name? We will find out in a second.
We are
Taggart.
in your debt, warrior.
War Chief.
The harpies will not trouble us again for many seasons.
That's how long it takes an extinct species to recover?
Without our chieftain's leadership, our tribe's prosperity will fade.
Mm-hmm. I wonder what happens if you do this quest after you've already saved Cairn. I guess just they recorded a slightly different version of the same thing. But yeah, no, clearly we've made harpies extinct by defeating, what was it, like 30? Yeah, that was the entire species. They were already in a lot of trouble, according to my logic. All right, well, Cairn Bloodhoof is level 10.
Unleash my
so he's about the same level that we're at. But it doesn't matter because he's a plot character and he's invulnerable. For now. He's invulnerable except for his heart, which has been wounded deeply. Oh, we got a Amulet of Spell Shield. Blocks a negative spell that an enemy casts on the hero once every 40 seconds. This just makes you invulnerable to magic. This will cast a negative spell every 40 seconds.
Flush them out.
Let's get rid of that because we need the inventory space.
Alone. On the prowl.
Hold on, though. Because we're getting this last hero very soon. So we'll have a whole new 6 inventory slots to play with. Not that we'll necessarily need that hero carrying all this junk around, but...
What lies before me?
Anyway, if we're going to face centaurs, Misha will once again actually be able to hit stuff. So we'll bring her... I always assume Misha is a she. I guess we don't really know that. But yeah, we'll bring Misha along.
I'm ready to track.
There's a Razormane champion.
Warriors. Flush them out.
Might as well have a couple of extra guys make this go slightly faster. By the time we need them again, I'm sure the staff will have replenished.
Unleash my strength. I wander alone.
Inside my pit of
Our
anchor.
paths converge.
Something walks with me, I walk alone. Whatever it is.
Unleash the beast.
Razormane Destroyer has been Razormane destroyed. Yeah, it's tough to keep Misha alive. Misha's got a lot of hit points. Misha doesn't seem to have much natural defense. 3 + 1 defense for old Misha. A lot more hit points than, say, these trolls. Wow, they just disappeared. I was about to investigate how many armor they have. But they got, like, no survivability, unfortunately.
What you want me to do?
Well, their armor's actually even worse than Misha's. Oh, you know what? They're ranged. That's why. I'm like, why are they surviving so much longer? Oh, because they're ranged. Yeah, they don't get right in the enemy's face. I bet they are going to die very quickly if melee get in range and start massing on them. So we'll see. We're fighting a whole lot of Razormanes. We haven't got to any centaurs yet, but there's kind of a very vertical strip of unexplored map for us to check out. Oh, here's the Tauren Outcasts. These guys, they want to gather technology, but they're not interested in saving the locals in the capital wasteland, so they are outsiders. Because that's what we're outcasts. Outsiders. Damn it, I was making a silly joke about how outcast can only refer to another video game. The term has no meaning outside of video games. Then I got the freaking term wrong anyway.
Our paths converge. Greetings, brother Wind Totem.
What up, gangster?
I was told you could help me locate Chieftain Bloodhoof's son. There may still be a chance that the boy lives, but we'll need to find the centaur encampment.
Oh, hey, as it happens, it's 4:20 as I'm recording this, dudes. Woo! You got a voice actor, Boban? Did they, like, forget to give you one? Maybe they couldn't. Maybe they couldn't pay the voice actor for Reforged, or maybe the voice actor like got canceled. He might have said like some crazy shit about the Holocaust or something. I don't know. Why am I laughing at that? That is not a funny concept. Anyway, now we have Spirit Walkers.
One with the earth. I answer the call.
See, now you give a voice actor.
Destined.
Anyway, Spirit Link, Disenchant, Ancestral Spirit. Only revives Taurens. Ethereal form. Makes immune to physical damage but unable to attack. He can cast spells and will take extra damage from magic attacks. So the issue here is I don't know that we can make more of them. So how expensive are they?
Name your poison.
Oh, they don't cost anything except supply.
The spirits of the earth guide me.
Okay, so yeah, there's no reason not to have them because they're free. And unless I'm gravely mistaken, because I remember doing this off screen and being annoyed at myself for losing one. So I was like, just for my own personal edification, I wanted to see if I could go through without losing any. But I'm almost positive we don't get to take them away from this map. It's similar to having some like named non-hero units following you around in Act 1. So in that respect, it kind of doesn't matter.
My quarry nears.
But they do have a...
dreamed of this.
There's a corpse right there.
What troubles you?
You know what that was, guys? The game hadn't told me I could do that yet.
Flush them out.
But anyway, this is if you like the Tauren, this is a fun mission coming up because we get to have the Taurens go on a big old smackdown revenge tour against the Centaur, where we have new special magical Tauren units that would have been kind of fun to use in the actual Warcraft 3 campaign, maybe. I really wish there was an orc. You know what? I was about to complain there's no orc campaign in Reign of Chaos or Frozen Throne, but this is kind of fun too. And even though I liked Cairn Bloodhoof and he hadn't been involved up until this point, now we've got Cairn. Got a little more personal Cairn story where we find out about his son Bane. You know, who presumably Cairn and Bane have a complex past where Cairn loved his son, but his son did some things wrong, and Cairn was trying to correct him, so he tossed him into like a prison that was a pit of hell, and Bane then climbed out of the prison and cast Batman into it, etc., etc. I mean, obviously that's where the story is going. It's implied that this is all part of the backstory, obviously. I mean, you know, you don't need me to explain this. You can read between the lines. Clearly the dialogue is telling us that that Bane, who we're about to rescue, was cast into a hell pit by his father and will do the same to Batman someday. It's right there. It's called subtext. Anyway, what I'm trying to get at, other than gradually losing my own mind, is yeah, we're gonna have some fun with the Tauren. We have this fancy new Tauren unit that we only get to use here, but I would assume Tauren Windwalker, whatever the hell they are, is probably a World of Warcraft thing, because this whole game was like a segue into World of Warcraft, and whether you think they were elegant about how they did it in this Warcraft 3 bonus campaign, you sure as hell can't argue that World of Warcraft didn't make Blizzard a fuck ton of money. So, yeah. I don't really have a point here other than it's kind of... These guys seem like kind of a neat idea, but I'm not going to be bothering to micro their spells too much because we don't need to, and we're not going to have them around that long anyway. So... enjoy them while you can, because when we come back next time, we're going to fight our way down to that green exclamation mark and rescue the son of Cairn, presumably, to win the support of the Taurens in the big throwdown against the filthy pinkskins. See you next time.